Jeff, for every team in college basketball, there is a 42-day window for an allotted 30 practices. Now, 2 of those for Murray State will be scheduled exhibitions. As for the other 28, head coach Matt McMahon says the focus will be defense. In their last 2 wins, Paducah Tillman has now outscored their opponents 107-3. The win tonight also gives the Blue Tornado a number 2 seed in the Class 3 playoffs. Of course, the knowledge and experience helps the players, but even Mickey Garrison himself admits that he's learned a ton. But Dennis Thorell says he's not here to change things, but instead to add some new wrinkles. Now, most weeks McCracken County is worried about fine-tuning their game, but they admit this week with an unconventional opponent, they're spending a little bit more time on Pulaski Academy. Jeff, as you know, Murray State dealt with injuries early and often last season, but G. McGee's obviously the most important for this year's team. He'll have a week to recover before next Friday's opener here at the CFSB Center. And in that minute-long statement, the players said, quote, "We will stand and place our hand over our hearts for the playing of the national anthem," end quote. Barry Henson also told the media that this initiative was led by the players. The 87 points scored tonight for Middle Tennessee is the second most they've scored in this rivalry since 1987, back when Middle Tennessee was in the OVC. At the Murphy Center, I'm Justin Beasley, WPSD, Local 6 Sports. It was a defense that head coach Matt McMahon called below average to terrible at times following the Bill Frack tournament. But tonight, even though against a winless opponent, the Racers put together a much improved effort, scoring 28 points off of turnovers.
I thought we did a better job guarding the basketball, which has really been the whole downfall of our defense from opening night on. When you can't guard the basketball, it breaks your defense down. It puts you in difficult rebounding positions, and I thought we did a better job containing the ball tonight.
And Adam, the 54 points tonight given up by Murray State is a season low, and the 27 points alone in the first half also a season low for Murray State. As Matt McMahon said, the defense took a step forward in the right direction. At the bank, I'm Justin Beasley, WPSD, Local 6 Sports. 38-year-old Chuck Melton is paralyzed from the chest down. Following a diving accident in August of 2002, Melton didn't know where to turn.
I was really in a real bad kind of state of depression.
Until a friend invited him to a wheelchair rugby practice in St. Louis.
It took me a good 5 years before I decided I'd want to do anything. It really was a turning point in my life.
And that's when wheelchair rugby became part of his. It's here at the body shop near his home in Richview, Illinois, where Melton trains 6 times a week.
It's a lot of work. It's very unique. It's the only full contact wheelchair sport in the Paralympics. It's unlike anything you're going to see. A lot of people just really freak out the first time they see 2 chairs coming full on at each other and hit each other, and guys are spilling over, you know, bodies look like they're flying everywhere.
And across the street, Melton will work on his speed and endurance, where he completed a 5K this morning, another part of his workout regimen. You're a believer in all things happen for a reason. How do you think you've handled your given situation?
My quality of life has actually improved. My relationship with my wife and kids are so much better. My relationship with my family, it's given me the opportunity to give back. It's been a blessing.
And one that Melton hopes will culminate in a Paralympic gold medal.
It's still hard to comprehend that I'm going to get to do this.
In Centralia, Illinois, I'm Justin Beasley, WPSD, Local 6 Sports. Louisville's loss to Houston pretty much eliminated the Cardinals from the college football playoffs, and Kentucky is already bowl eligible. So what's there to play for Saturday? Well, we've got a Heisman Trophy for Lamar Jackson, an Orange Bowl for Louisville, and a chance for Kentucky to end what is now a 5-game losing streak to the Cardinals. Louisville coming off a 26-point loss Thursday in a game in which Lamar Jackson was sacked 11 times. Now, head coach Bobby Petrino says the Cardinals have corrected those mistakes, but the biggest thing this week has been moving on from last week's disappointment.
One of the things we use is a quote from Muhammad Ali that says,
"The 2 teams will meet Saturday at 11. In the NFL, Washington taking on a Dallas team who has won 9 straight. Cowboys looking every bit their 9-1 record. Dak Prescott finding Terrence Williams, 17-3 ball game, and it's now routine. Let's see what Tony Romo thinks about it. Also, Jerry Jones. Dallas never did trail today. Washington always had a response, though, and none bigger than Kirk Cousins to Deshaun Jackson, a 67-yard hookup. Cousins with 449 yards passing, but they could not stop Ezekiel Elliott. 2 touchdowns on the game, and the Cowboys get their 10th straight. Indianapolis hosting Pittsburgh in the nightcap. Colts without their quarterback Andrew Luck in this one, and it is hard to keep up with Pittsburgh without him. Big Ben finding Antonio Brown, make it 14-0 now. Colts had their chances, though, twice inside the red zone, twice stopped, leaving 14 points on the board. And then late fourth quarter, Brown once again gets behind the defense. 3 touchdowns for him, 10 on the season, and a win for the Steelers. Coming into the final week of the regular season, all 6 of the AFC playoff spots have already been punched, but the exact seeding for those teams is still to be decided. For instance, with a Chiefs win and an Oakland loss, Kansas City will be your AFC West champs and receive a first-round bye as that number 2 seed. But if they lose to the Chargers, they could fall to the 6th seed. Chiefs down in the second quarter. Alex Smith, the quarterback in his hometown, going to run the read option to get it back tied at 10. The hometown kid ran for 1 touchdown, threw for 2 more. This one to Charkandrick West, and that would put KC up for good. It's not a highlight if you don't see Tyreek Hill, the rookie, going 95 yards on this punt return touchdown. And with Oakland's blowout loss to Denver, the Chiefs are your number 2 seed heading to the AFC playoffs. Elsewhere, the Titans hosting the AFC South champion Texans. Early first quarter, we go on 3rd and 9. Titans corralling Tom Savage. Ball goes into the end zone. Daquan Jones on the recovery. Hashtag tighten up with the early lead. Just before the half, Matt Castle to Rashard Matthews, a team-high 9 catches for 114 yards. Titans up 14. Third quarter, lead trimmed to 7. Derrick Henry capping off a 10-play, 55-yard drive. The Titans take down the division champs and finish 6 wins better than last season. That ties the largest single-season turnaround in franchise history. In the NFC, Chicago at Minnesota. Vikings wasting no time on their first drive. Sam Bradford to Jerick McKinnon, breaks 2 tackles, diving to the pylon. Vikings up 7. Bears respond with a drive of their own, but Matt Barkley intercepted by Xavier Rhodes. That's 10 for him in the past 3 weeks. Early second now. Bradford good for 3 first-half touchdowns, and the Vikings get the 38-10 blowout win. Bears finish with just 3 wins all season. They'll have the number 3 pick in the NFL draft.